Hello everyone, Danny here. Today I will make a reaction to Nutzuuu video which was about a month ago and it just popped on my YouTube page. I did ask permission for this and I think this is a great video. I just want to add a few things. I only watched it once. I don't have a script. I don't have anything write down on it, so I will just try to say whatever it comes to my head at the moment. So let's turn the volume up a bit and let's see how it goes.
Hello. Today, I want to talk about the servers Cabal Online in Europe and Cabal Online in South Korea. As I've mentioned before, soon we'll be playing Cabal Online with 2 or 3 characters: Blada, Dark Mage, and Force Archer, while the other classes don't seem to matter much anymore. All the major changes and decisions come from the staff from South Korea. As a player with 15 years of experience in Cabal Online, I wasn't asked or given the chance to vote in any surveys on how we'd like the game to evolve. Absolutely nothing. Everything is decided for us because it's believed to be better this way. However, I firmly believe that the players' opinions are crucial, as we are the ones keeping the game alive. I'd like to say thank to the game.
I'm gonna pause here 1 second. Uh, but honestly, I don't think they really care that much. As long as the people keep playing and keep dumping money for Cabal Cash, it's all good, at least for them. Uh, I don't know about Europe or North America, but honestly, it's a shit show on this point of view. Even if you submit a ticket, uh, the reply is gonna be like always. Oh, thank you for contacting blah blah blah. Uh, and they tell you that you can submit your ideas in their Discord, and the yeah, you know exactly where. Hold on, let me check. You can submit your ideas on the PC game suggestions, but that's not doing anything. Honestly, we even propose someone even proposed them to add like 5 divine safeguards instead of 1 or 2 on the premium DX because you need so many of them and you barely get an upgrade. And they say they will. They didn't. So yeah, that's just as an idea. Uh, but yeah. And you cannot. I would love to make an account on Korean server and just submit a ticket there, but I don't understand anything from that website. I did try to log on to go on it, but I was like confused a bit.
Masters from Europe and their staff for managing to keep this game alive for 18 years. Every 2 hours, they bless us with their presence, GM Blessing Level 4, sending out pink hearts and giving us that extra touch of magic.
I don't want to be rude, but like you realize you're just saying thank you to a bot. GM buff is basically a bot programmed to pop the megaphone shouts and just GM buff on a random channel. They are not there. They don't. It's just an automatic program. At least from my point of view. Nah, I don't know. Because if there was a player, they wouldn't buff us during mission wartime. So, uh, from my point of view, that this GM that buffs every 2 hours is just another bot. And yeah, at least that's my opinion.
As a result, many players have returned. Today, I want to talk about the European server and the South Korean server, sharing some thoughts about the classes and also my own opinion on how we could revive some characters. Let's
Here's the part where I'm probably gonna add a few things because I was seeing your video. I saw the replies on your Discord, so I'm just gonna wait and see if I can
dive
have
in.
if I have anything to
Cabal
add.
Online Europe is distributed and operated by EST Games, who hold the rights to manage the game in this region. Therefore, it's
Yes.
logical that they cannot make any changes to the game without approval from the staff from South Korea.
No, but in the same time, they don't even pass forward the informations they get from European server or North America. Like even if you come with a brilliant idea, for example, let's say move the hunt event to maps that don't allow you to stay on the same spot while changing channels. They don't pass that on forward or other informations about the classes. They just reply you on your ticket with a template, which is an already saved reply for your type of ticket. And yeah, good luck, have fun.
But Europeans can only provide suggestions, which is probably why they're a few episodes ahead of us in the game. We need
It's the same in Lost Ark. Lost Ark Korea is a few patch ahead before Lost Ark Europe and North America. But at least in Lost Ark, they actually do listen to the community.
to make our voices heard and ask the South Korean team to do something about this situation. I've seen a lot of positive comments on Discord about the previous video I posted where I discussed wizards and the in-game systems. Today, let's talk more generally about the game systems and the changes we're being forced into. Let's start with some Discord comments. And the manipulator says, if you think wizards are bad, try the armor classes. Yes, the situation is quite grim here. Gladiators and Force Shielder have long been dead due to the system not offering them anything. These two classes need to be resurrected.
Uh, yeah, it's true, but honestly, uh, they are not that bad because if you go to a mission war, you get yourself encountered with a force shielder, and he's gonna make your life really hard. So, yeah, for farming it's pretty bad, but they have other advantages, honestly. Like force shielder, gladiator warriors, uh, Baldus every day. I'm pretty sure uh, they make a lot of Baldus tokens on every day. World boss, they get a lot of way more often the potion of luck than any other class. So yeah, the downside is they don't have damage, but with the damage they have, let's say like that, they can make way more alls than us on a daily basis.
Which is tough, making them the rarest characters in the game. As you can see, the Lordman is a Force Shielder and mentions that he has the same issue. He can't even get past the first boss in Forgotten Temple B3F, even though his CP is 1.3 million.
Yeah, this system with combat power is so bad because he's 1.3 million, but how much of that is actually defensive? Or how much of that is only resist skill amp and resist critical damage, which gives you a tons of combat power? How much is defense, ignore penetration, and all that? He's a force shielder. His main attribute is defense. And with the combat power, you don't really know how much you actually have on damage part unless you go to the detailed stats where it's gonna show you, I don't know, 500,000 attack power or something like that. So yeah, as a first shielder, hard life, but in the same time, you just dance in front of Mazel because you're not getting any damage.
Sad, right? And Jovic said, I'd also suggest if you want a real change, Blader is the way. Dark Mage is nice, but Dark Mage pops at 1.4 or 1.5 million CP, while Blader is completely different case. It's not just damage, defense matters a lot also. I suffered as warrior for 7 to 8 years, never making that mistake ever.
Well, yeah, Blader is actually the strongest class when it comes to farming because not just because of its single target damage, but it also because of the intuition he has, which is pretty cool. I know, I played Blader for a long time.
About the warrior, it's a good character, but even he's waiting for a breath of fresh air. He needs help too. A few years ago, no one would move in.
I'll need to add a few. Warrior counter Wizard. Wizard counter Force Blader. How? He's gonna just unmove you and beat the shit out of you, especially. Force Blader counter Blader. Yeah, he's unmoving him while intuition. Blader counter Warrior. Not in a million years, especially not in TG. The Warrior just pops his Rhino and yeah, have fun.
He needs help too. A few years ago, no one would move in front of the warrior. As a wizard, I always enjoyed having him in my party. And Ionut says, merit too doesn't matter. You need over 1.3 million CP to run Forgotten Temple B 3F decently.
Yeah,
Even so, the wizard is good for other parts than dealing damage. Forgotten Temple B3F is designed for a 7-player party, so it's tough. True, but all dungeons were designed to be played with a 7-player party, no matter what dungeon, including Altar of Sienna 1 and 2, which we couldn't finish without 7 players. Let's not forget about.
yeah, but that was back in the days, and usually every time they launch or release a new dungeon, it's a 7-man party to try to finish it. But in the same time, once the progression of the game got higher and higher, the some dungeons are just one player, right? I rather go solo, especially with the nerf of the drops, which was nerf after nerf after nerf and so on. It's not really what you would want to do, like spend all day grinding and share a 1 billion drop. If you get it, let's say.
Forgotten Temple B2F, where we had strategies for how to approach each fight. The problem is, these 7-player dungeons have turned into solo tasks, and not all classes can complete them with the same CP. As you know, it's not easy to reach a high CP once you hit a certain target. As we know, wizards have massive AoE, so they spend all day in Eternal Chaos Arena and Glacius Inferna. The rest of the dungeons are left for the smart players. And iBest says,
Not really. They don't even spend all day in Eka or Gracias Inferna. The third party program spends all day in Eka or Gracias Inferna. They are not even at the computer. Nobody is anymore. So, yeah.
forgot.
Go around the night. Just go around the night. Press guild, press body. you will see them Eka GI, Terminus Machina, and so on. Whisper them. They're not gonna reply because they're on macro. The program is running the dungeon for them. They just wake up and see, oh, today I drop a rune. Ah, cool. Ah, tomorrow I drop a slot extender high. Ah, cool. Something like that.
Rotten Temple B3F is hard? I finished Purifier of the Forest with 1.2 million CP without using potions. Many players fake CP without dealing damage because it's a problem. A lot of people make cheap collections with defense
Yeah,
instead.
exactly what I said. Resist critical damage gives so much combat power. So, and doing Purifier at 1.2 without POVs, yeah, as a blader, doable. I know Ziazan used to do it also, so.
Which give them good CP but no damage. Yes, I've noticed too that resistances increase your CP more than penetration, damage, and AMP. And I best again says, I'm a blader with 1.1 million CP and other bladers with 1.2 million CP. I do more damage than them. I keep pulling aggro from the bosses, even though my CP is lower than theirs, because my collection is 80% focused on damage.
It's not just that, yeah, 1.1 versus 1.2 collection focused on damage, but also, let's say there are things in the game at a certain combat power and works for certain dungeons that, let's say if we go Purifier, same combat power 1.1 or 1.2, but I have, let's say, more ignore resist critical damage or ignore resist kill amp than the other guy, same class, right? There is a higher chance that I get the aggro because I'm actually dealing more damage, having more ignore resistance on critical damage and amp. So yeah, it difference and it shifts a lot with the build itself on stats on your honor medal, stats on your pet, uh, stats on your mythic nowadays. Yeah.
And the Riding Storm says, since Korean development is so professional and doesn't care about game balance,
They don't.
99% of people are blader, with very few playing Force Archer.
Yes.
Other classes are just slower or unable to do much at the same CP. That's why I switched from Force Gunner to Dark Mage. Force Gunner is just unplayable and takes too long.
I'm gonna disagree with Raiden. My first DoD 3 was finished as a force gunner just because it was much better to kite and the defense buff, which you take only 180 per hit, is just so strong. So force gunner, I don't think it's slow, and I don't think it's unplayable. I actually enjoy force gunner. I actually did consider a few times already to change to a force gunner, so we'll see. I might do it.
I really like this comment. Many people aren't happy with the characters they play. I, for example, enjoy the wizard, but I have to play one of the two classes that don't quite bring me joy. As a result, many players quit because they're not attracted to the character they're playing, and eventually they leave. That's why I wonder what happens if I switch to Dark Mage and don't like it. You might say I should stick with Wizard, but when I see others doing much more damage at the same CP, it's no longer fun. This game used to make every character. It's no.
Hold on, I don't know if you read actually these comments or not. So Lordman says, nah, no problem. Is no need problem. Huh? People want to do damage, want to do many dungeons solo, and it should be in Cabal game as some others MMO like you don't have. God knows, I'm actually lost in translation here. Sorry, I just had a blue screen. Yeah, people say Blader is boring, but Blader it is boring, but it's the best class if you wanna farm a lot. Might be skill
No
issue.
longer fun. This game used to make every character feel
Yeah,
important.
I collapsed
Back
it.
in the
I don't know what
day,
happened.
you couldn't
I tried to
complete a
read, but I was
dungeon
like,
without characters who dealt damage, like warriors and bladers. If the boss was too hard, you needed force bladers for debuffs.
you
And if the boss had a
you still need them.
spike attack, you couldn't do it
Slash with warrior full, extreme upgrade 7 and extreme upgrade 6 can do secret boss god. I think that's I think that says everything about armor classes DPS. That's actually pretty bad if you have extreme 7 on your weapon and 6 on your armors and yeah, that's pretty bad.
without force shelters.
Imagine a blader with that. Oh my god.
If the dungeon was too long, you needed a wizard because no one wanted to dance around the dungeon for hours.
And they also needed a wizard because they didn't want to do the quests. So they would just let the wizard do the quests. Nowadays dungeons don't have quests anymore, especially the new ones.
Potions were too expensive for Furry Potion Level 3, and our support character, Force Archer,
Oh
used to
no.
stay behind all the other characters and keep us alive with his heal so we wouldn't die. But today, I apologize for calling you support. But that was your past, Force Archer. You didn't hurt anyone back then, but now you beat me up wherever you see me and catch me. Mad Bober says he loves his Force Blader character and doesn't want to change classes. And Mr. Scene says, yeah, I agree. Blader and Dark Mage have great single target damage. Wizard has better group damage than both, though. Armor classes are supposed to have great defense but less attack. However, at high levels, defense means nothing. This game isn't just for solo players. If people want to play solo, they should go for single target classes with high damage. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be more balanced, of course. If you think you can change that, go for it.
Hmm. Uh, on the defense part, I don't really think he's right. But yeah, because and why I don't think that because I tested that myself while I was running purifiers. So defense, def rate, uh, resist critical damage, and ignore penetration actually helps, and evasion and all that. So it does make a difference over time. If you go as a 1.2 to Celestial Purifier, yeah, you get way more damage in hits from bosses, but the more you progress in your defense, you also get less damage.
I
So
really like this comment too.
defense actually means
Have you
something.
noticed that single target classes are the most played?
Yes, of course.
Damage is so satisfying when you see them in battle mode too, like Dark Mage, Blader, and Force Archer. It feels much better to deal quick, small hits than to deal slow, heavy ones. I'd prefer to call this DPS.
That's also the reason why. If you play warrior until you hit in certain dungeons, the boss might actually regenerate his HP. Imagine that you're playing a warrior, you're hitting for 200,000 per hit, and by the time you you do a second hit, he regenerates 100,000. It's also the high HP regeneration that the boss have, especially in the new dungeons.
damage per second. So, I propose that the
What
other
do you
class
mean no one's here because I'm Force Shielder? Bro, I bet you're making at least a billion every day if it's World Boss in Senilinea or Arcane Trace or Porta Inferno. What do you mean no one's here? I'm not even making 1 billion a day. That's just no. I don't believe that. I don't believe it, not by a long shot. Put Lordman to Senior World Boss, he's gonna take at least 2 potions of luck in 4 bosses. Because he's Force Shielder, there are not that many, so they are getting Ars potions. 3, 4, 500 million, God knows.
classes which are stuck in the game system waiting for a change should get their own single
Lordman is not gonna change. And honestly, he's complaining, but when he's getting 1 billion a day, he's not complaining, right?
target
No
abilities
offense,
like
Lordman.
Dark Mage, Blader, and Force Archer. We shouldn't be sweating and breaking our fingers in Battle Mode 3 when those in Battle Mode 2 do so much more damage without even trying. For example, wizards have 2 battle modes with AoE. We don't need 2 battle modes with AoE because most bosses are
Yes, you
solo
need.
fights. One
On Wizard, your skills also do something on BM2. You stun them, you root them, you, God knows, you down them. Try it yourself in BM2, you'll see you're actually not getting that much hits on you. But I don't think you can anymore because you changed it to Dark Mage, right? But no, BM2 with the skills, it's still AoE, but it does something else.
AoE is enough, and I would gladly give up Battle Mode 2 for a single target mode, just like Dark Mage, with fire as a wizard. This way, gladiators and force shelters might finally rise from the ashes too. And one more thing, I suggest creating an event where players can't play solo. Increased drop rates based on party size. This way,
They
maybe
are.
we'll make new friends and stop playing solo. We won't
The drop rate of special items, it is increased by party size. The more you are in party, the higher the chance to drop something great. But at the same time, we are selfish and we want to run solo. Because if I would have dropped that alone, oh my god, how much money would have I made? So, yeah, go 7 people, FT3, drop a Mazel split in 7 people, which is what, 600-700 million for each. And but if you drop it solo, it's 6-7 billion for yourself, right?
discriminate against classes, as we were all important at one point and couldn't do anything without each other. Besides,
That's
even if we
that's
get a
true.
good item drop, it'll be shared among the 7 of us.
Exactly what I
And no
said.
one will benefit much, but we'll become better together. Oh,
No,
and
we
have you
won't.
noticed that all the Cabal online videos on YouTube have back
Honestly, that's on a daily basis. It happens so often that I think the only ones that I actually keep in a constant party are the guys from Why Not. I keep seeing their videos. Actually, I'm so surprised that they actually do it. Uh, Still in party, and yeah, it's nice. As for the dungeon themselves, because of the nerfs, and because they design dungeons in such a way nowadays that basically you just have to solo or duo. Even Purifier, honestly, is just like a harder Ultimate DX. It's nothing special on it. So the design of the dungeon itself is bad, and the let's say in Purifier Electula spikes for X amount of HP points or whatever, right? But if I go in a 3 or 4 people party, it's the spike is even higher, let's say. And if I go in 3 or 4 people party, from which only one actually does damage, let's say a blader. Let's put the blader or dark mage or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna probably gonna take even longer or to kill it or God knows. But yeah, because of the design of the dungeon itself, especially the new ones, then players actually rather do solo dungeon, and because the drop is so bad, they still rather solo dungeon.
Background music? Players streaming on YouTube, please stop adding music in the background while recording your gameplay without speaking. All the videos are just music with no voice. We don't need to listen to your music. We want to hear you speak. It doesn't matter which language you use, just share your thoughts, positive or negative, about the game. The issue is that we don't have many options in the game because all we hear is music. I can be the DJ at home if I want to, and let's raise our voices together, make ourselves heard all the way to South Korea.
Honestly, on this part, I do agree with you. I even comment here that I would do them with voice and all that. They're just like for the drop compilations, obviously, I'm not gonna do it with voice. It's just a cool short clip to enjoy drops with some good tunes. But let's say reaction videos like this one, yeah, of course, I have to say something also, right? But on the stream part, I don't know on YouTube. I never streamed on YouTube, but I did stream on Twitch for a very long time. And one of the issues that I noticed over time was not that many people were actually saying anything. And as me as a person, I'm not that very chatty, let's say. Yeah. But I would, at some point, I would run out of things to say because no one would actually interact with what I say. So talking and talking and talking without any reason or any idea or any topic was at some point I would just stop talking and raise the volume of the music just because I was like, I just need to chill a bit or I don't have anything else to say. It's uh, like me, for example, when I go to someone else's stream, I do chat. I ask in chat things, but in my chat, in my streams, very few people very few people were actually saying something. And yeah, of course, he enters, he says hello, how is it going, blah blah blah, and dead. The chat would be dead in like the first 30 minutes of the stream would be talk talk talk, and after that would be dead silent. You run out of ideas to say, of what to say. I had a lot of people in my streams that were just there to just lurk, just to alt tabbing at some point or God knows. Yeah. So yeah, I think there is also like that's one of the downsides, right? Because even if I would stream now, I would go to my stream and I would be like, ah, this guy's playing music. because I have no idea. I don't know what to say. Everybody knows everything, so yeah.
Thank you for watching. Now
You're
you can
welcome.
leave comments on this video, which will
I did.
also help me. I forgot to enable comments on the previous video, so I took the comments from Discord instead.
That's good.
Goodbye.
Bye
With
bye.
blessings and hearts, may you be
Woo.
stronger and your CP grow higher.
Always.
Hello.
Oh no, we're back again. Uh, damn. Yeah. Um. Now keep in mind that's only my idea or what I said. That it's only my opinion. I don't want this to be turned into another thing, right? But like I said, that's only my opinion and my thoughts about certain things. So some may agree, some may disagree, but yeah, the design is bad. The design of the dungeons themselves is bad. Um, and let's face it, like we can go here to Baldur's, right? And if we look to gladiators, you'll see a bunch of them, right? Yeah. But look, these four will make the most money, right? And for shielders, look, Lordman, number three. And number three, I'm betting he's getting around 6, 7 Baldus tokens. So he's making a pretty decent amount of money. Warrior, same. Look. So only from Baldus they are making, because let's see much is a Baldus token, right? A Baldus token is 32 million. So only from Baldus they are making 200 to 300 million every day, right? And World Boss, same thing. So I don't think they are having a hard life, let's say. Because if they would actually have changed the class. They just know the benefits of playing, keep playing Force Shielder or Warrior or Gladiator. So yeah. And as for the other part of the DPS itself, yeah, Bladers, Dark Mage, and Force Archers are the highest DPS in the game. But keep in mind, only Blader is actually the king, because Blader actually has defense as well, while Dark Mage and Force Archer don't really have that benefit. So balance of the classes, yeah, it would be great, but we're not gonna see it. And good luck trying to reach out to a Korean developer. I tried. I failed. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.